Hi.
Hi, Mitch. Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday to you too. How are you today?
I'm good. I'm good and pretty happy because last weekend I met first time my a friend, a friend of
Mm-hmm.
a friend that I met during the pandemic. So
Okay.
it was the first day we saw each other as a presential. It was really
Ah, so
interesting
so
when
the
the
first time you met each other in person.
in person. Yeah, not personally.
Aha,
In person.
fantastic.
Yes,
And
yes.
how was it? Was it good?
Excellent, excellent.
Excellent. What did you do? What did you do together?
We we live. Uh, sorry, she lives in Embu das Artes. It's her hometown, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm living about, I think so, 50 kilometers away from her.
Okay, it's
But
not too far away.
no, not too far. And
Hmm.
we work together in the same building, not the same
Ah,
team. And it was my mister came to my city, and we got there together
oh,
to
fantastic.
visit her
Mm-hmm,
hometown,
mm-hmm,
um, uh, and have and talk to her.
mm-hmm.
What else? Eat a pizza.
Oh, lovely, fantastic. So
What
you
else?
you
And
you you
walk
just
around the city.
yeah, you just basically went to go and spend the day with a friend.
Yeah, yeah, basically,
Yeah,
yes.
that's fantastic. I'm so happy for you.
Yes, but I think the the interesting thing is because we it's my partner. Fernanda is my her name is Fernanda. She is my partner to practice English during the week. We
Oh, I
she's Brazilian as
see.
well, and
Okay.
we try to speak in English once a week. Sorry, twice a week, to improve
Okay.
our skills, to have
Of
some to
course.
exchange some
Yeah.
experience. And it's interesting because it was 1 year talk with her every week, and
Mm.
this weekend it was the first time, so we talked before a lot.
Yeah, so you have been speaking for an entire year already, and this was the first time you got to speak in person together.
Exactly, so it was amazing. I'm very
I can
happy. I'm very
imagine.
happy
I
to
can imagine.
talk to you.
Good. So I do notice that you shared a quite an interesting article with me to read today.
Oh, yeah, I forgot to send you a message with the link. Yes, I forgot.
I've got
It
you
was
sent the
busy.
message. You sent it.
One
I think I have the link.
one I update the schedule. I can put the notes, and I remember I update the notes with the link about Spanish. Let me check.
Making the Spanish language gender neutral.
Neutral, yes. But when I update, you receive a message. You receive a notification when I update. I don't know
No,
how it
no,
works.
normally I don't receive a message, but if I click on your name,
Mm-hmm.
I can see what you've written to send to me for the class. So
Okay.
I normally try and make sure to look at all my classes before I do them, right?
Good teacher. Good, good. Yeah, because I'm trying to send a message using the text the
Hmm.
chat, but I'm not sure. Okay, so you told me right now. If I update, you don't receive any notification. It's a quite interesting feature for Cambly.
Yeah, I do know that Cambly are trying to make some changes to their features, so I hope that we'll have better communication.
Hmm. Mm-hmm.
But
Yes.
would you like to read this article together?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay. So my first question before we get started,
Mm-hmm.
what is gender neutral?
Gender neutral. Oh, I can. I can. It's right now in Portuguese. We're facing the same issue, the same claim. I can say that because
Mm-hmm.
Portuguese, when you say female, there are some words you have to use for female.
For female and for male.
Yeah, female for male or male or woman and man. I don't know.
You could say woman and men, but normally when we refer to gender, we're referring to female and male.
Male. Yeah, it's
Because
for human
some
and animal. It's the
yeah, so
same.
some men identify as a woman and
Mm-hmm.
some women identify as a man. So when we refer to gender, we're
Mm-hmm.
referring to male and female. So gender neutral means that some words don't refer to female and some words don't refer to male. They are gender neutral. So an example of a word like that is we used to call a police officer, we would call them a police man. However, if you are a police woman, you're not a police man, you are a
Mm-hmm.
police officer. So that is
Mm-hmm.
a gender neutral term. Same as fireman. We
Mm-hmm.
used to just say, I want to be a fireman. Even if you were a girl, you would
Mm-hmm.
say, I want to be a fireman. But that is
Mm-hmm.
not, that is a gender specific word. It's a male word. So taking it to gender neutral, you would say, I'll be a fire officer or
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure what, a firefighter,
Yes. Yes.
a
Yes.
fire, a firefighter. So that is making something gender neutral. It's not man or
Mm-hmm.
woman.
It's a
Okay.
person. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And we have a lot of problems with a term called gender inequality. So when there is not equality
Mm-hmm.
between male and female, and you see that in the business world, a CEO, a male CEO, earns more money than a female CEO, even if the female and the male are both qualified and have the same experience for some
Time
reason.
functions. Mm-hmm.
Yes, they do this. You've worked for 10 years, you've got a degree, you've got a PhD. Both the man and the woman have the same thing, but for
Mm-hmm.
some reason, the man earns more. That is called gender inequality. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so that is, and then we also have something called gender roles. Do you know what that is?
Gender roles.
This is a very interesting topic that you brought up.
No.
So, and it's something that means a lot to me because I am a strong believer that all humans are equal, whether you are a
Mm-hmm.
male or a female, whether you are black or you are white,
Mm-hmm.
or green or yellow, we are all equal. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
However, in society, we have gender roles. In other words, a female is a mother and a male is a father. Those are gender roles. It's the role that your gender does. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
a lot of times when we are trying to make something gender neutral, we have to understand what are the gender roles. What do you do as a woman that is different than I do as a man? So those are gender roles. Okay. So it's just
Okay.
important to know these terms because when we're reading it, that's what they're talking about. They're talking about gender roles, gender inequality, and then gender neutral. Because if you make it gender neutral, you address the roles and you address the inequality. That's the
Mm-hmm.
point. So if I am a woman and I want to be a police officer, you don't know who you're paying when you look at it. You just say, police officer, you get paid the same as a male. That's how it should work. But it doesn't work like that.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
we intend. Um, in, I asked you if I can say female or male because for animals in Portuguese we have a specific word to refer animal, a female animal, and in a human person you say another word that means the same. It means the
Yeah.
same, but you don't. For I will put here. Femia. We never say for person femia. I'm not sure if you have this. Let's see. Femia. This is this kind of word is just specific for animals. You
Okay.
don't
So
say for.
Um, in English, normally we do have a distinction between female animals and male animals, such as a female cow. This is called a cow, and then
Mm-hmm,
the male is a bull. And then if you look at
mm-hmm,
like a lion, you get a lion, that's a male lion, and then you
mm-hmm.
get a lioness. That's a female
Lioness.
lion.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
But
so
you have a suffix.
yes,
Yes.
so sometimes you'll add a suffix. So in this instance with the lion, it's a lioness, right? But if you look at cow, it's a cow and a bull. Okay,
Uh-huh.
and
Yes.
it's the same with another example is a chicken and a rooster. Okay,
Rooster.
a chicken or a hen is a female chicken. A
Mm-hmm,
rooster is a male chicken.
mm-hmm,
Okay. So that's the difference. Normally in English, we have words that separate the
mm-hmm.
gender of an animal. So a rooster and a hen, a lion and a lioness, a
Yes.
cow and a bull. But we don't have, so when I talk about cows, I'm not talking about female cows. I'm talking about all the cows. And when I
Uh-huh.
talk about, if I say chickens, I'm not talking about male or female. I'm talking about all of them, male and female.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes. It's a wow. It's a yes. I don't. I think I don't know anything about this. Is a very for me. It's very interesting
It is
um,
very interesting.
subject, and right now we have some discussion about language
Mhm.
because Wes I forgot. Yes, you in English you have some fixed fireman. Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
I
So
forgot because for me, English is much better than Portuguese because you can say it's more neutral. But right now, because you gave me some examples, no, no, it's not true. Yes, we have when.
I, I think what is very interesting with language, and you're seeing it currently with the English language, is language evolves over time. So if you looked back 100 years, policeman and policeman and fireman were just normal words because women were not allowed to work.
Mm-hmm,
So now it's changing where women are allowed to work. So we have to change the words that we use because you are not a fireman. Okay, you are a firefighter. You are not a policeman. You are a police woman, which means you are a police officer. Okay, so
please, could you please write down pleasant, please.
police.
Police.
My
Ah,
pronunciation might be a little bit different there. Sorry.
no, no, no. I was heard pleasant. You let me.
Yeah,
Okay,
police, like those guys that come and arrest you when you've done something wrong.
Yeah, police.
So, I mean, the example that I'm giving you is a very basic one. Because like I said, 100 years ago, women were not
Mm-hmm.
allowed in Western
Yeah.
culture.
uh,
Women were not allowed to work. So
Vote
only
allowed. Yes.
exactly no voting,
Go to
etc.
the school. Yes.
Exactly. So we have a lot of words in English that are male dominated words. In other
Mm-hmm.
words, they refer to men and not women.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite is when we talk about the whole of humankind, we say mankind. Why does it start with man?
Mankind.
You
Mankind.
understand? Why do we say mankind when we should say
Mm-hmm.
humankind, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
all the humans. So
Mm-hmm.
these words have male dominance in them, and we're trying to remove them because we are becoming more aware. As humans, we are becoming more aware. We understand that there is gender inequality. So there is problems between the genders. Before, women were only tasked with having babies and cleaning the house, right?
To reproduce. Just
To
to
reproduce.
reproduce.
You had to make sure that your man was happy, have a baby, and clean the house. And I say that's a load of rubbish, okay? Because there are things that women can do that men can't, and um, you see that now because at least in my experience, I found that men can make some very quick decisions without thinking about it. Whereas a
Mm-hmm.
woman, she will consider everything before she makes a decision. So men can be very abrupt and very spontaneous, where women tend to think and go, okay, what about this, this, and this, and this? So that's my personal experience, but obviously everyone is different and everyone
Mm-hmm.
works very differently. Yeah. Yeah. So should we try and get into this article?
Whoa. Yeah, let's go.
Okay, let's go. Let's go. Okay, let me share it to your
It was a
screen.
very thanks for your lesson about gender, Mitch.
No, it's an absolute pleasure. This is there's a few topics that I'm very passionate about, and one of them is gender inequality, and the second one is racism. I will always address these two things because they are dividing humans.
Mm-hmm.
Gender roles and racism are dividing us, and politics and religion, but that's a whole different story. Okay, cool. So let's go through. Let's actually get straight into the article. Let's not waste time on these ones because this is a very interesting article. I find it
Okay.
very interesting. Okay, so please, after you.
Making the Spanish language gender neutral. All nouns in Spanish are either masculine or feminine, and
So just to stop you quickly, this is the right words you were looking for between male and female. It's masculine for men
masculine.
and feminine for women or for females. So masculine,
Uh-huh.
male,
Yeah.
feminine, female. Okay, so
Yeah.
that's the right. I was
The
trying to
same
think
in
of it. But
Portuguese. Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, sorry. Yes. My microphone's work. Okay. Yes.
yes, I can hear you.
Yes. The same is almost similar spelling Portuguese.
Okay,
Masculino,
okay.
masculino, feminino. And according to the acco- sorry, and according to the language rules, the
Mm-hmm.
masculine
Masculine
mas-
form.
masculine form trumps the feminine when describing a group of people containing members of both genders.
Okay, so that's a very interesting opening statement because that is saying to me that when you're speaking Spanish, the masculine words
Mm-hmm,
cancel out. Trump means
mm-hmm,
to cancel out. They cancel out the feminine words. So
mm-hmm.
you're always speaking then in a masculine tone, if you like. You would know the Spanish language. I don't really know the Spanish language. So let's carry on working. Reading, sorry.
A group of female workers, for example, would be described as trabajadoras with the
Fe-
feminine feminine plural ending of as. But a group of 19 female workers and one male worker would be described as trabajadores, with the masculine plural ending, just because of the presence of one man.
That's very interesting. So
Yes.
even though that there is a group of 99 women, you would still use the masculine term. Okay, so how do you feel about that? Do you think that you need a new term to describe a group of people with mixed gender?
I'm not sure, me, because it's I grew up with facing this situation.
Of course.
I understand when if I am the only woman in a group, and some people say, "Good morning, trabajadores." Okay, I can. It's for me. It's normal. But if when you okay, but why the reason? Why the most of
Mm,
them it's if it the opposite situation, if I am the group woman in just one man, yes, it's a pretty
then,
it's not fair, it's not fair. So
exactly, it's not fair. There is now. This is what the term means. There is gender inequality in the language. So it's not fair to use this word if there is only one man. So there's
mhm,
one man in a group of 100 women, but then you refer to that group of women as a group of men, but they're not a group of men. They are a group
mhm,
of women. So what I think would be important is to sort of maybe the language needs to develop and there needs to be a
mhm,
new word in place
yes.
to
Or
describe this.
for example, in this situation, if it's a group of group of women and
Mhm,
just men, if someone refers um good morning trabajadoras, so female,
mhm.
maybe this man will be offensive. Why
He'll
this
be
told me
offended. Yes,
yes, offended.
offended.
In the
Yes.
another situation, woman, okay, it's nice, go on.
Because you have been taught that, and you have been taught that from males. That is
Hmm.
a male dominated sphere. So males are making sure to keep themselves elevated. Do you know what I mean?
Hmm.
So,
Hmm.
you know, if I were in that situation, I wouldn't feel offended because I know that there are these inequalities and they need to be addressed. For women to feel like they are part of society, they need to be addressed as a woman. You must be a woman, not a man in a group of women, you know.
Hmm. Yeah.
um, but now you see, these are very difficult things to change because you have to change the psychology of a person. So men have to want to change. And that's very, very difficult because I can tell you now, men are stubborn. They do not like to change.
Stubborn. Stubborn.
Stubborn. I'll
Please
put
write
that.
down.
I'll put that in the chat for you. Stubborn. Stubborn means that you don't want to change.
Okay. Stubborn. Okay. I think there is in the this. Mhm.
It's a good word to describe a man, right?
uh, women as well, but I know.
Some women. I
Yeah.
have found again, this is all my own personal experience. I have found that women are more accepting to change.
Flexible. Hmm.
Flexible is a good word to use. Women are more flexible
Adapted.
to change.
Adaptive.
Yes,
Adequate.
adaptive, yes. So
Hmm.
these are all synonyms. Okay, flexible, adaptive, accepting to change. So let's try and get to the next paragraph there.
More and more Spanish speakers are moving away from these rules and towards that they consider to be more inclusive language. Instead of saying todos, the masculine plural of form of everyone, they will use todos y todas to refer to both genders.
Okay.
Genders.
So that is trying to make the inclusive, not exclusive. So that means to
Mhm.
include everyone, which is what it should be. Say, and this goes back to about policeman and
Mhm.
police officer. It's to make sure that everyone is included.
Uh-huh. Yes. But the highest authority of the Spanish language, the Royal Spanish Academy,
Mhm.
RAE, RAE, yeah, isn't a fan. Its official stance has emphasized for years that the masculine version of the word should still ranking of the female counterpart. Count,
Mm-hmm.
count, counter,
Count,
counter,
counterpart.
counter,
Counter. So this is a double barrel word. It's counter and part.
counterpart,
Counterpart.
counterpart.
Okay, so basically, this is saying that the Royal Spanish Academy does not want to change. They
Mm-hmm.
you must use the masculine words. And this is the thing about education is for the most part education doesn't change. It changes over a very long time period. um, we're still using educational tactics that some philosophers more than 300 years wrote about, and we haven't changed them, such as going to a university and listening to a lecturer. Those are 300 or 400 years old practices, and we haven't changed them. So, you know, the Royal Spanish Academy is an old institution and they are stubborn. They do not like to change.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. However, the RA, RAIs years old.
RAE. Yeah, years old.
Yes, RAEs years old. Disapproval doesn't appear to have stopped Spanish speakers for changing their language. In the article titled "The Use of Inclusive Language: a social need," Marcela Zeledon defines what inclusive language means. Inclusive language refers to all type of verbal or writing expression that perf- preferable, preferably
Preferably,
preferably
good job.
making use of neutral vocabulary. It also avoids the generalization of the use of the masculine in situation where women and men both appear.
Okay, so that's basically what I was saying, right? You need to change the language. That's what
Mm,
needs to happen. And even if this institution says no, the Spanish people understand that there is a problem and they are
mhm,
changing it with or without this institution, which is a good thing.
mhm. Yes, yes. Zedelon continued that one should utilize, ut-
Utilize,
util,
utilize, which
utilize,
means
use
to use. Yes.
to use neutral terms and concepts that include and make every group within society visible. According to the author, an example of this would be to abandon abandon the use of the term man, which has always been used universally. For Zedelon, Zeledon,
Zeladon.
this practice makes the presence of children and women invisible. Therefore, the best way to refer to both genders would be to use terms like people are human beings.
So, exactly what I was saying. Why do
Mm-hmm,
we use the word mankind? Mankind means that there are no children and women, it's just men. So, we should
mm-hmm,
say humankind or people or human beings. These are gender neutral words that refer to men and women and children. And sometimes you might look like a man, but you're a
mm-hmm,
girl. So, this
mm-hmm.
includes it, right? Or you are a girl, but you have man parts. This happens. This is humanity. We are very weird and strange. we we have everything under the sun. Anything you can possibly imagine, it's here.
Yes,
um,
try to
we
use.
only
Oh,
have
sorry.
40 seconds left, so we're not going to be able
Yes.
to finish a very interesting article.
Yes, we can use for the next class to continue discussion
Perfect.
answer
Perfect. Yes,
the
I would love
questions.
to do that. I would love to do that. I'm actually going to just put a note here that we will continue with this gender-based discussion, a very interesting discussion.
Yes, yes, yes. For me, it was the same interesting because we have.
Mm.
I saw right now, and we turn to include. Oh, sorry. Thanks a lot.